Chaotic Campervaners,
and we are part of the Vanother Collective group of vloggers.
The Vanother Collective is a group of like-minded campervan owners, caravan owners and motorhome owners. Don't forget to watch everyone's videos and don't forget to like, subscribe and hit that notification bell on all of our videos. So, let's go on to this month's vlog.
This month's vlog is our top 3 campsites of 2023. We've only managed to have 3 camping trips this year, so it is just going to be the 3 camping trips that we have had this year.
Our first site is Chichester Camping and Caravanning Club site.
We stayed at the Chichester Camping and Caravanning Club site at the beginning of the summer last year. The Chichester campsite is quite small, but it used to be an orchard, so it's quite a cosy site.
The facilities are quite old, but they are spotless. The site managers gave us a leaflet of places that we can eat out at. It was very helpful.
We decided to eat at the Bosham Inn. Bossam Inn.
Yeah, it was very good. The food was absolutely amazing.
It was amazing.
Yeah. And the dessert, they actually looked like it was like a 5-star restaurant. It was amazing. I recommend you go.
Across the road from the campsite, about 5 minutes walk, I'd say.
Yeah, I would say that.
There's a really nice little farm shop. It's called Southbourne Farm Shop.
Southbourne Farm Shop is quite a big farm shop, but they have loads of amazing food.
In the car park of the farm shop is a really nice little coffee trailer called Our Little Place. It's owned by 2 ladies and the coffee and the cakes are amazing.
Yeah, they are very, very good.
The great thing was they were doing a coffee and piece of cake deal for £5, which was absolutely brilliant.
Our first day out was Fishbourne Roman Palace. My favourite thing were the murals. They were really, really interesting. They also have headphones so you can listen to like a tour about the room in there. It was really interesting.
For our second day out, we decided to go to Portsmouth. I'm not sure how easy it is to park in Portsmouth, so we actually used the park and ride, which was so easy to use and took us straight to the centre of the Portsmouth waterfront. There are lots of things to do in Portsmouth, including Gun Wharf Quays, which is a shopping centre, and the historic dockyard, which we were going to go and visit. But the queues for the historic dockyard were really long, and we found out that we would have saved a huge amount of money if we'd pre-booked. So we decided instead to go and have a look at the Spinnaker Tower.
Spinnaker Tower is really fun because when you get there, you can get a pair of small binoculars that are Spinnaker Tower branded. So then you can go up and you can go to the first floor. And it's really fun on the first floor because they have a see-through like glass floor looking over Portsmouth. It's so fun. And also they have a window so you can just about see the Isle of Wight.
We watched the ferries coming in and out,
yeah,
didn't we?
It was really, really fun there.
But I wasn't very keen on the glass walk.
I think that's because she might be a bit scared of heights, or she's scared of the floor cracking.
Didn't mind looking out the window. It is very, very high. But I wasn't so keen on the glass walkway.
Why, were you scared?
Maybe. After lunch, we asked the ladies at the guest services at Gun Wharf Quays what we should do for the afternoon. They suggested that we followed the chain walk.
The chain walk took us along the waterfront to a beach. The beach was really fun.
And we watched the Isle of Wight ferries go in and out, and the bits on the boat for the wind turbine.
The second campsite is Charmouth Camping and Caravanning Club site.
Now this is the largest campsite that we have ever stayed at, and we've stayed at this campsite a couple of times before.
Yeah. Charmouth was my second campsite ever that I ever went to.
Although it's a large campsite, it is really well set out. It has a huge children's play area and the pitches are really generous. But the pitches are divided up into small areas, so you don't have too many pitches in one place. And the facility blocks are really, really good as well.
There are 2 facility blocks in different areas.
They have a really good, well-stocked shop, which is at the reception area. And they have several different food vans there, including an amazing pizza van.
Yeah, it was so good. Also, at the pizza van, I think they have different nights. Like the first night that we went, we had the pizza van, but they also had curry night. So they had pizza, but also if you didn't like pizza, then that night you could get a curry. They had loads of good curries. We also got to see round the back of the van and how they make it. The reason we got to see the back of it is because my dad was talking to the owner because he loves anything food and vans.
They have a dog wash area and they have a large motorhome service point. They also have a games room.
Yeah, I really love it. They have air hockey and they have a pool table which was occupied at the time, so we couldn't use it sadly.
Some of these things at the games room you do have to pay for, but it is open for most of the day, so you can just pop in whenever. So going back to the children's play area, it is a large play area with a basketball area and lots of space to run around. And there's play equipment for all different ages. What was your favourite bit?
My favourite was the walk on seesaw.
Our first day out was to the Wylde Country Life in Exmouth. It is a little bit of a drive, but we have been there before, so we knew it was an amazing day out.
My favourite parts were walking the goats because it was an absolute nightmare because you were getting the leashes tangled, goats were getting tangled, they were absolutely going everywhere.
It was quite fun.
Yeah, the one that I had was called Fidget.
It was, I remember
Yeah.
that.
And then one of my other favourite things was the deer train because you got to see loads of deer. You can also feed the deer from the train with the food that they give you. There are loads of different play activities for all ages. One of my favourites was the Ninja Warrior kind of thing, where you had an obstacle course with loads of things. It was so fun.
So it really is a great day out for the whole family. Our second day out was to somewhere else that we had also been before.
Diggerland!
It's so much fun.
Yeah.
But we've been twice now, and both times it's been very wet and muddy.
Yeah, it has been actually. When you think about it, maybe it's just Diggerland weather.
Maybe.
So, one of my favourite things was Joyride. It's where you get to drive a real car. It is so fun. You have someone who is guiding you through the driving and telling you what to do. There was like a little track and you had to keep your digger on the track, and it was like really slow, so it was easier.
And we all had a go at driving the JCB, didn't we?
Yeah.
Full size JCB. It was so much fun.
Yeah.
So on the last day we went to Lyme Regis, which is one of our favourite places to visit. Lyme Regis is only a few minutes drive away from the Charmouth Camping and Caravanning Club site, but because the parking in Lyme Regis is quite tricky, there isn't many parking places. So we would suggest that if you do go during the summer holidays and the park and ride is running, it only runs during the summer. So do take advantage of the park and ride to Lyme Regis if it is running. It is definitely worth doing.
Yeah.
So the first thing we did when we arrived in Lyme Regis was to have a wander up and down the high street. There were some really great independent shops. Also, the one place that we really enjoyed in the high street was the Lyme Regis bookshop.
It was really fun. It was one of my favourite places. They had so many books. It was like book heaven for some reason.
Because it's a bookshop.
Yeah.
But it was a really good bookshop.
Yeah, it was
wasn't
really good. They had different sections. They had a room for kids that had books like Dogman and loads of kids' books. And then they had in the main part like a more adult section for like teenagers and stuff.
We had lunch down on the beach, and then I went for a wander on the beach, and you went to the arcade with your dad, didn't you?
Yeah, it was really, really fun.
We had also booked in with the Lyme Regis Museum, which is a really interesting place, by the way, to go fossil hunting. By this point, the weather had really changed and it was absolutely pouring down with rain. If you do book to go fossil hunting, Lyme Regis Museum is definitely worth going with. The guides are amazing and tell you so much information, but also do check the weather and make sure that you are well equipped for the weather. We learnt so much, didn't we? And we really, really enjoyed it, even though we were all dripping wet.
Yeah.
And we even found 2 ammonites, didn't we?
Yeah. We got to take them home as well. Our third and final campsite of 2023 is Moreton Camping and Caravanning Club site.
This is another campsite that we've been to before. I think we went last year.
Yeah, we did go last year.
That's
when we went to the Tank Museum and Monkey World.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Because the Tank Museum give you a year's ticket, and they do actually advertise that it is a year's ticket and that you must come back and use it within a year, which is really, really good customer service.
So we went on the first day because that day
was the last day that we could go.
So we got there, then there was the first day where, we did all the first day stuff, unpacking the tent, everything. Then the next day we went to the Tank Museum on the only day that we could from our year's pass.
But we had a great time, didn't we? So the facilities at the Moreton campsite are a little bit old, but they are clean and they're very usable. The campsite is right next door to the station, so you can get a train down to Weymouth, can't you?
Yeah.
Or up into London. So it's a really, really good place.
Yeah, we did the train last year when someone that we knew lived in Weymouth, so we went to the beach with them and all of our family as a birthday surprise.
But obviously, because of the station, you do have the train line right next door to the campsite. We actually quite like the trains going by, don't we?
Yeah, although I would say if you don't like a lot of loud noise, or you have dogs that don't like loud noises, or children who don't like loud noises, then ask for a pitch
that's further down the campsite.
Yeah, near the play area, because you can't hear them from there
quite so well.
Yeah.
So there is a children's play area and also a small area for ball games. And there is a pub right next door to the campsite, which is really handy, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really handy.
Also, just across the road from the campsite, there is actually a VW Classic repair centre. And we did actually have to use that, didn't we, on our first day?
On our first day, we actually had to go there.
We were so lucky with the weather while we were at Moreton. So we had 2 beach days. The first was at Kimmeridge Bay. Kimmeridge Bay is a privately owned stony beach with car parking facilities. You park in a field and then you can walk down from the field down to the beach. It is stony, and you also need to check the tide times as well.
Kimmeridge is absolutely amazing for skimming stones. I did loads of it. I learned how to skim stones there.
Kimmeridge Bay is also ideal for fossil hunting, and you can see some amazing ammonites, huge ones that are in the actual rocks. However, if you've got an old classic vehicle like ours, we would advise that you don't follow the sat-nav to Kimmeridge Bay and instead go via Corfe Castle. That way you're not having to climb too many steep hills.
The next day was really hot, so we went to Swanage.
I spent many holidays as a child at Swanage, and we've been back since. Last time we went to Swanage, we parked at Norton and got the steam train down to Swanage. We were going to do the same this time, but we actually found that the car parking at Norton was much more expensive than actually parking in Swanage itself, so we decided not to get the train and just went and parked in Swanage instead. We found a parking space, no problem at all, although do just check that it's not market day, as the market uses part of the car park. You really enjoyed bodyboarding while you were there, didn't you?
Yeah, I had this trick where I was running out into the water and then I'd have my goggles on, but then when I was down, when the water was up to about my chest, then I jumped, and I sped so far that it hurt to swim back. Also, my one tip for if you're ever going to a beach or somewhere with salt water is if you get the salt water in your mouth, then as we all know, it tastes horrible. So what I would say is to bring mint, as we usually do on camping, because then you can wash out the saltwater taste.
After our day at the beach, we went to the pub next door to the campsite, the Frampton Arms. The food was really nice and it's so easy to get to. All you have to do is walk out of the campsite and turn left. The one thing I forgot to say was that the Moreton campsite does have a fish and chip van that comes once a week, and also a pizza van. We had the pizzas and they were really, really good.
I hope you enjoyed our video.
Check out our blog to find out more details about our trips to Chichester and Charmouth last year, and our trip to Moreton the year before. I'll leave all the details and links in the description of this video.
Don't forget to like, subscribe and hit that notification bell, because it would really help us out if you did.
Goodbye!
Bye!